Hello and welcome to the Stanley Parable. Let's jump straight into it. Please choose a screen and subtitle language. English. Obviously, we are English. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? I've played... I'll say no, even though I have. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. About there. Please enter the current time. The current time for me is 9:39 a.m. Note, the accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay, I do not care. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. That screen is showing me playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And in that screen it's showing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And inside of that screen, you can see that it's playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Interesting. Begin the game. The end is never the end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ooh, a narrator.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Ooh, 427.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on it.
That is the most boring
Orders
job
came
ever.
to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Are
This
you
is
serious?
what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Oh my
And although
goodness.
others
This
might
guy
have
needs to get a
considered it soul-rending,
Yeah.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy.
Are you sure about that?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Ooh.
Something he would never quite forget.
What
He
is
had been
it?
at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Say
No one
what?
had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never
Huh?
in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
So he sat there
Shocked,
for an hour
frozen
and did
solid,
nothing?
Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, I am Stanley. Let me adjust the settings quickly and I'll be right back. And we're back. I'm gonna close this door.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
I can't handle
What
the
if he had to
pressure.
make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Yes,
He had
exactly.
never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing
I'm
to
gonna
do
stay
now,
here.
Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. And
Yay.
here I can be happy forever. I
I'll
will
sit
be
here.
happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
I have no
He
idea.
no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He
Come
will
on.
be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh. A blank screen. And it... No.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Wait, no.
If he had
No.
to make a decision,
Let me
what if
out!
a crucial outcome fell
Let me
under his
out!
responsibility. He had never been trained.
No!
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
I'm gonna
thing
skip
to do
ahead.
last-
Okay, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I can
Stanley
clearly
decided
see
to go
that.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe I did miss a memo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
Wait.
trace of his co-workers.
Wait. So this guy's job here, he doesn't have a computer, he doesn't have a phone, he doesn't have a tray for things. His job is to sharpen pencils. Is that seriously all his job is? To sharpen pencils? Oh, somebody left that computer on. Turn it off.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but
Yep.
it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I don't care. I'm gonna check out these mugs. I like work, just hate my boss. It's a weird mug. You farted. I hate Mondays. I'm gonna keep going. Ooh, that's a nice painting. Hello? Anybody in here? Hey, no leaving computers on. Ooh. Be my Valentine. That's a weird mug to have. Another who farted. Wait. That mug is floating in the air. Look at it. It is floating in the air. Waiting input. I can't put in an input, but nothing's happening. Hey, don't leave computers on. Fine. The thing's waiting an input, so I have no idea. That's the way I came. What's this? Sales in this quarter are going skyrocketing down. A room with 2 doors. Whatever shall I choose?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now do I listen to you? Or do I go through the right door? Not the right door, but the actual right door. Sorry, but I'm not listening to you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah, I don't
Perhaps he
care.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to
Yes.
spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Right next to the cold drinks. But I could not get a cold drink. Sad.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
What? It's a nice
So
room.
utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Yeah, look at this
Really worth
painting.
it.
Look at this painting of an ocean. It looks so cool. This one of some close-up leaves.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Hey.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, you want to insult me now, eh? You can't insult the Frwg.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
You're talking, so obviously there's still something here. I know that something's here. I'm gonna check out what this mug says. Coffee nut. Who left a mug on the floor? It even has a coffee stain. Ah! You monsters. You Who puts a mug on the bottom part of a table? Of a coffee table? Why? Are you trying to make it hard for yourself? Like, look at that. You're like squeezing it in there. Why would you do that? But fine, I get it. You don't want me standing here all day, so I'm going to go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Why do I feel like that's kind of like a dark corridor? I don't want to go down that way. Sorry, but no. I honestly thought I saw something move there. So I'm definitely not going that way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm just not listening to you. The frog doesn't listen to anybody.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
No, you are.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yeah, I can
There's
kind of
someone
tell
you've been
that.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you
Yeah, I
have
don't
zero
care.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
No, you
to
don't.
show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No. Danger. Danger everywhere. True. Everything is a danger. Down, the door closed. To B1. To B1. Hello? Anybody down here? Do not stand on this side of the fence. But I want to stand on that side of the fence. Boo. No buckets past this point. Okay, I need a bucket.
Now
Ooh.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
The blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
The blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Through the blue
All right, fine.
door.
Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Wait, what?
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the
There's a
entire
path
story
down
I'd
there.
written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Yes.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Ooh.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay. A third option. I'll take it.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something.
Yes.
Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut.
Are you sure?
Can't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley.
Okay.
Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard? Oh. Did you know that players skipped the intro sequence? The worst 3% of players choose the blue door. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. You objectively ranked 9,328 out of 9,328 players worldwide. A dead rat is objectively ranked. What? It's a dead rat. How is a dead rat better than me? I don't care. I'm going to choose the orange corridor.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again,
No.
Honest answers, please.
It did not.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Okay,
You
then.
wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Fine.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh my goodness.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You
Oh.
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the
Okay.
game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Sorry, but no.
You heartless bastard.
Yes, I am.
Did you do it because you hate babies, or
Yes.
purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done.
Oh yeah,
It's
he's
over.
done.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's
Oh
see.
yes.
What do we have here?
Oh. I'm playing a different game.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, a new game. Let's see.
Aha! Fascinating.
Oh.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Oh.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental
I might play this
depravity.
game later.
So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Ooh. Interesting. Let's walk down. Down we go.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Yes. It's open world.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close
Monster.
call. You really wandered off into that thing. That
How
big
dare you.
open just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh,
Let me through.
heavens, we avoid...
Let me through.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
No.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
No. I like this game.
Okay.
Let me through.
I think this
Please.
will be just the thing.
No. No.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this
is Rocket League.
game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Oh, the goals are empty.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
I don't care.
We shall run the
I
bases
know what
and do a
Rocket
touchdown
League
together.
is.
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay,
No.
Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
No, I don't want to. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Goodbye. Boom.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Okay.
How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Bye. I'm going to write my own story. Falling even further down. Ooh. Interesting. Ooh. Very interesting. Do. I don't have a narrator anymore. No, I don't. No, people left. People left the computers on. Excuse me there. Ooh. Tippity tap, tippity tap, 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 tippity tap, tap, tap. Okay, there's nothing there. No, there's really
I wonder
nothing.
what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his
Oh my
choice.
goodness, this guy's
And if he's
narrating
learned
everything
the heavy
now.
cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
No, I don't.
Someone who
I
will
don't
wrap
need you.
everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion.
No, I
That's
don't.
who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Oh my goodness.
I can wait.
No, you can't. I know you can't. Can I move now? You bastard!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Yep,
it mean?
yep, I know,
Stanley
I know.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Yep,
he had simply
yep.
missed a memo.
Maybe I shall. Let's keep going. Let's make some
When
poor
Stanley came to a
decisions.
set
Nope,
of two
I'm going to the
open-
right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know it's
and
not.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Let's keep running
Perhaps he wanted
through.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, it's...
Wow.
ugly.
Yes, this room.
It's a
All
room.
but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I'm going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
That
here.
car's brakes are
I'm
on.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing
You are
but you
really getting on
all
my
this
nerves.
time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Really?
Yep,
I was
again.
in the middle of something. Do you have
I don't
zero
care.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes,
Why,
I'm very much
I don't know
convinced.
how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
No, you
to
don't.
show you something beautiful. Look,
Nope.
let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Now I'm gonna go through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
No, I'm gonna go through the blue door.
red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley
Fine,
walked
I'll go through the red
Oh, thank
door.
God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
No, you don't.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way
Wait,
you're doing right now.
wait,
Don't you
huh?
see that it's killing us, Stanley?
That's the same door.
Stop. We would both be so much happier if we
Wait,
just
you just
stopped. And
No.
I think I have a
you've
solution.
stuck me
Here,
in a
I'll
circle.
show you.
Fine, wait, going through this door. It's just a black room.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
No, I don't want to go that way. What is this?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Ooh.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Feel calm.
I
here.
actually feel happy.
Oh. It's so nice. So calming here. Ah. Ooh. Pretty lights. I'm going to ignore this door for now. Because this place makes me feel calm. This music is perfect. And I want to see what else is here. Ah. Ooh. Green now. It's slowly appearing. Ah. So calming. And so green, like me. Green is such a beautiful color. But I think it's time. Time we go through this door.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I don't know, I saw this door and I want to walk through it.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Yeah?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I'm gonna take
Please,
it from you.
Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Ow.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You have me. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me.
I'm gonna take it
I can't
away
go back to
from
what
you.
I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because you don't deserve it.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
No. I have to do this.
My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game?
Yes.
You'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were
Yes.
literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Yeah,
Am I
I
reading
don't
the
want you to be
situation
happy.
correctly?
Geronimo!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Yep.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Time to end this. To continue the story along. Time to end it. Now say, Geronimo!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going back.
Going back! Back to the beginning!
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in?
Ooh!
How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Darn. You baited me. How dare you? Can't bait the frog. That's evil. I'm going to the right.
When Stanley came to a set
Nope,
of two open
to the right.
this was not the correct way to the
I know
meeting
it
room,
isn't.
and Stanley knew it perfectly
But I want to
well.
continue the
Perhaps he wanted
stories
to
and
stop
stuff.
by the employee
But they
lounge
have.
first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
No, it isn't.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah. I'm gonna go this way. We're gonna continue
Stanley
on.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
But we're not
5
going
years
to
ago.
fall down off this thing this time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Wait,
I
there's
realize that
something there.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
There's a gap
someone you've
over
been
there.
neglecting, Stanley.
I need to go to it.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Somebody I've forgotten
Please,
about?
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not
Fine.
asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her? What do you mean?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who is
She's
she?
been waiting.
Who is she?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
I don't know
If
who
you
she
could
is.
truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone. What if I unplug the phone?
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah, I unplugged the
No,
phone.
that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You
It
actually
looked...
chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let
Did
me
it?
double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand.
Yeah.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No,
Yep.
that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yep.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to
Yes.
think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or
No.
did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have
What
that
do you
kind of
mean, the
risk on my
severity of
watch.
the situation?
I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please
Oh, no.
observe this helpful instruction.
No, not instructional videos.
Choice. It's
No.
the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For
Oh,
example,
no.
in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he
Oh.
could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does
Maths
not make
equals
sense,
fish.
in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What the hell is that?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals
instruction
recommend making at
videos.
least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Oh no.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. Back we go, back we go, back we go, go, go. Hey, what's that?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
No!
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
No.
That story would make no sense
You
at all.
monster.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
No.
Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Oh no. I wanted to jump off the platform. You monster. Fine. I'll go back. Back the way we came. Back the way we came. Back the way we came.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
But I don't want to.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his...
He's right.
No! Why did you do that?
I heard right.
Hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay, nothing happens if I go through again. Let's go through the left door.
Oh, it's ruined.
Yes.
I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why?
Yes, I have.
For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was
funny.
so special about seeing the game undone, left here like
It
someone's
was
garbage?
funny.
It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I...
I don't know.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
No.
I have
No,
to.
don't do that.
I have to.
Don't do that. Nope. Don't. Better not have shut down the game. Aha!
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. Who thought you were so clever.
I am
Now
clever.
Look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
Yep.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
It was!
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
There was no good reason for it.
Occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you. You're a child.
How dare you?
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
Nah. Oh.
...behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine. For one time, I'll listen to you. Just one time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Do not alter
Stanley
without
decided to go up to his
consulting
boss's office
whiteboard
and think he
manager.
might find an answer there.
Monday, weekly targets admin. Wait, Friday, 12 to 1. What to do about 432? Don't tell 423 about the meeting. Wait, that's the guy that sharpens the pencils. But he does such a good job of sharpening pencils. I'm joking, that's the most stupid job I've ever seen. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please no more charts. Please, I'm begging, stop. The boss appreciation minute. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Find out. Solving interpersonal conflict. Do you ever find yourself in a conflict with another eligible employee like yourself, but more? Fine, if I can't read the whole thing, I'll leave. A broom closet. Does it have a broom in it? Darn, I can't open it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's 2 doors down there. Why is there no stairs? What idiot developed this place? No open doors anywhere.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
No
Shocked,
human life,
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Ooh.
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Yes.
And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There
Okay,
was
let's
only
see.
one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
What was the code again? Heck was the code?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Ah, okay,
He
okay.
spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
No.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a
Fine.
crucial step.
I'm doing it. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices.
I
He
did.
knows what it means to take a story
I
seriously.
did.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You
Oh
could have
my
gone
goodness.
through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Oh my goodness.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, Stanley. I'm no longer stuck.
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need
The
you
end.
to walk through the door.
The Stanley Parable
Listen
Ultra
to me.
Deluxe.
Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Stanley,
Stanley, this is important. The
please.
story needs you. It needs you to
Make
make
a
decision. It
choice.
cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do
Oh my
something.
goodness.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever
The
know.
narrator's so sad.
I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? You
Oh my
listening to
goodness.
this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to
Okay.
decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we're back again.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Oh, that's different dialogue.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I could go pick up the door,
This
the
was not the
phone.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Let's go pick up the
Perhaps he
phone.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
Do
it.
do 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 do.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley
I
took
don't
the
care what you're
first
talking
open door
about.
on
I
his
just want to go
left.
pick up the phone.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Okay.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Okay.
You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'll pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Oh.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Wait,
All right. Okay, there we go.
Wait,
All
let
right,
me in.
now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
What the?
Gotcha. Oh, come
You-
on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd
What?
want to commit their life to you? I'm
What?
trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come
Oh my
inside.
goodness.
Let me show you what's really going on here.
You rude person.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Wait, what? Good morning, employee. Press T on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him. and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
But I don't want to.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
No.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No. I haven't. I don't want to. I'll press every other freaking button there is.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
No.
It was wonderful.
No.
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
No. Oh, no.
And so he began to fantasize about his own
Oh,
job.
the coffee table
First, he
turned into
imagined
a
that one day
filing
while at work, he
shelf.
stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last,
It can't be a lie.
choice. It barely
It was all a
even
lie!
lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
No.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing
it was all a
that it
lie!
would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press you to tell your wife you love her. No.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
No. Go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, I just won't. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to do nothing. Please press K to be at work in the morning. No. We're going to sit here. We're going to sit here and do nothing. Nothing at all. We're not going to press that button. We're just going to keep sitting here until he speaks again. Well, I hope you're enjoying this new format I've been doing in the last few episodes of more long-formed videos. It is a lot of fun to do. Very, very fun games when I can make a few episodes or like one big long episode. Fine, I'm pressing the button.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
You to question nothing? Okay.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe this time?
And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay then. Well, now we've done,
All of his
I
co-workers
believe,
were gone.
everything on the
What
right
could it
side.
mean?
So let's
Stanley
go
decided
to the
go
left.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes. To the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a
I
set
heard
of
something
two
about a
open
yellow
doors,
line. I want to
he
find this
entered the
yellow
door on his
line.
left.
Yes, I entered the door on my left.
Yet there was
Nobody
not a single
person
here
here.
either. Feeling a wave of
Do
disbelief,
unbelievably
Stanley
amazing
decided to
work
go
all the
up
time,
to his
every day, with
boss's
no
office,
exception of
hoping he
promotion.
might find an answer there.
Okay. Yo, the broom closet. There's a broom.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No. I'm gonna stand here.
There
You
was
can't tell me
nothing
what to
here.
do.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Yep.
No reason to still be here.
And I'm still here, though. Because I can hear that you're still talking.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
Well, because you
He
keep
wasn't
talking.
doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is,
Well, I'm interacting
he's
with
literally
you,
just standing
the
there
content.
doing sweet FA.
You see, if you keep talking, I'm gonna keep staying here.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes, because you keep
Standing around
talking.
doing nothing? Why?
Because you keep
Please offer me
talking.
some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
What do you mean you're confused? If you stop talking, I'll leave.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Then why did you
I never
put
would
broom
have thought to
closet on
mention
that door? If you didn't put broom closet on that door, I wouldn't have cared about that
To
door.
you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
What? If you keep talking, I'm going to stay here.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Whoa.
He probably only got the job
Hey.
because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money.
Whoa,
Also,
whoa.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Hey. Don't insult me. That is very rude.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
No, I'm not
You
dead.
got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Nope.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
No, I'm still here.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Okay. I'm still here. I'm gonna step out.
Second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Well, sadly, I'm the same person.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
Whoa.
A fish? Fungus?
A fish?
You can hammer out the details.
I'm
not
a frog.
particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
You're not gonna say anything else? Nothing at all. I can stand here and you won't say anything. Nothing. You're not gonna talk to me at all. Well, if that's the case, let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But what if I didn't? What's all this? Oh. Cat riding a bike with a cat on the back, but I can't read any of the words and stuff on it. There's a fire hose.
But
Power with
Stanley
brake
just
lights
couldn't
on.
do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Yeah.
All because he
Wait.
believed everyone had vanished.
A, B,
His boss would think
11,
he was crazy.
12.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment
B,
for no reason at all.
11.
None of it made any
12.
logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he
Yellow
began to make
box on
other
top of the
strange
cabinet.
observations.
Cool drinks.
For example,
Exit.
why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did
Wait,
doors
what?
close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for
Gosh.
that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
1, 2, B, 4.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't
Yellow
be real.
box. Cool drinks.
At last,
Exit
he
sign.
came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
A, B, 1.
I'm dreaming! He yelled.
Oh my goodness.
This is all a dream.
All a dream. All a dream.
Relief Stanley felt.
All
to
a
have
dream.
finally found an
All a
answer,
dream.
an
It's
explanation.
a dream.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Yeah,
I'll have to go back to my
2, B,
boring
4.
real-life job pushing
Oh, no.
buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Ooh.
So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star.
Whoa.
And it too appeared. It was so much fun. And Stanley
Whoa.
marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Whee.
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams. The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Oh, no.
How could it be?
No.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
No.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
No. Impossible.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
No.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
It's a
Did
dream.
the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This
Yeah.
voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that
Yes.
he was in control, that this was a dream.
It's a dream.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Wake
He
up.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Ah,
the
yes.
press of the mattress on his back,
Ah.
the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Yes.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me
Pressing
continue
buttons.
pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Yes.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Yes.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am
It is normal.
Everything will be fine. I
Yes.
am okay.
Yes. And I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please,
Yep, let's keep running.
Someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Who am
And
I?
everything went black.
Oh my goodness.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Huh?
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But
Huh?
on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself,
Huh?
then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
What?
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Wait,
He
what?
was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Call the
Everyone knows
ambulance.
what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
What the heck?
I am sane.
Call
I
the
am
ambulance.
in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Huh?
It was comforting to think this, and in
What
a
the-
certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she
hell?
remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Oh my
She
goodness.
had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Huh? Oh my goodness.
All of his co-workers
Well,
were gone. What could
There was
it
no
be?
other choice for the
Stanley decided to go
stairs.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yep, I know. Wait, what? What is this? New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Can I go through that door? Darn, I can't. Fine, I'll go through to the new content. Darn, I can't go through that door either. Ooh! This is new. Where am I going? What is this place?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Wait, what?
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Wait, what?
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Wait, what?
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Wait, what?
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yes.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
We gonna go up or?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or? Oh,
there we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yes.
I have
Lots
to
of
say,
bricks.
initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the
there we
content.
go.
Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh. Ah. The jump circle?
All right. Let's see. It's the jump circle.
It's just a bunch of tape on the floor. And jumps remaining. Okay then. Jumpity 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 jump.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content.
I'm gonna leave one
There has to
jump.
be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new
I don't know.
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more.
There's
Very
more.
good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a
How
cheap
dare they.
expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard
Yeah.
to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them
It's now called
personally
X.
accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what
I'm
the
stuck.
Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Darn it. Wait, what? Huh? Huh?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
But this is different. I want to go this way.
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
How dare you? Hey, don't leave computers on. Darn, the new content is closed.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes. And there's nothing here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming
Okay.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes. Oh, the executive bathroom. Let us go in. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Oh, extreme bathrooms! And that Time magazine as time? Like a clock? The mirror doesn't work either. Too dirty. Disgusting. What's a plant in a bathroom? Weirdos. It is an executive bathroom, so it kind of makes sense. Evil monster.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Ooh.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
2, 3,
And so the boss
4.
had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
4, 3, 2, 1.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
8. 8. 8.
2845.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
8.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
Forgot,
8.
but it
8.
turns out that
8.
the panel's
8.
emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Wow. Thanks. I was trying to do something funny. But no, you wanted to go along with the story. Finally, down the elevator.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Now the question is, do I? Or do I go this way?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Now, do I believe you? I'm kind of
The door
believing
behind him was
him.
not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
But I want to see the violent end here.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I might not die. You never know. Oh shoot, I fell down. I'm gonna die here. Oh look, I didn't die.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No. Stop!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wait, what? What? Stanley Parable?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Say what now?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What do you mean? Corridor? What is this place? Filing cabinets? Office computers? Turn off, turn off, turn off. Button. 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 The office. Okay. What are these? Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. Credits. What is this place? Office clock. Boss's office.
Stanley
Mission
pushed the
antics.
number 6. Stanley walked over the bridge.
Okay, kind of weird.
Pushed the number 8. Then
Underground.
pushed the number 8.
Freedom ending. What's that?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What the heck? What do you mean? On and off?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What do you mean?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Now we go to the beginning.
Stanley, come over here.
No, I don't want to go to
In
the vent.
I want to show. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
How dare you? How dare you insult me again?
When Stanley came to a set of two
Yes, I'll
open
go through the
doors,
left.
he entered the
I've
door
done
on his
everything on the
left.
right. I've now gone down the hallway.
Yet there
I
was
will
not a
now
single
go to
person
your
here
normal
either.
story.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming
Head
to
up
a
to the boss's
staircase,
office.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication
2,
of any human life.
8,
What could
4,
it mean? Stanley wondered. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
No.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Yes,
so
it
he
is.
relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Ooh. Ah. New Age music.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yay. Let's go. Down we go. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, I pressed lights. Now what? And cameras?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
What the?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh no. No, it can't be true.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
No.
in someone else's control?
Never!
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Or controls idle awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
No. Now I'll be in control.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
No.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
What?
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
No.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
I don't
Or
know.
did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
No.
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
No.
To see you made humble.
No!
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
No.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately
Fine.
to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another
I
choice.
accept it.
Make it count. Or
I
don't. It's
accept
all the same to
death.
me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
There we go. Now. No, I don't want to go there. I will do that next time.
Vent.
No.
You don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a
no.
dork anyway, so who cares?
Stop insulting me, please. It is very rude.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep. Yes, I did. I went through the meeting room. There was nothing in the
Yet there
meeting
was
room.
not a
I
single
kept going
person
through the
here
meeting
either.
room.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
I go
boss's
up to
coming
his
to a
office.
staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Yep.
office.
I keep going up to his office. Go through the doors. I press the buttons.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Thank you.
Surprise.
Then we press the button. We go down. There's a mind control facility. We load it in. We go through.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We press the button. Press the
The
button.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
We wait
What
for this gate to
horrible
open.
secret did this place hold?
Yeah, it's a
Stanley
mind
thought to
control
himself.
facility.
Did he
Let me go
have the
through.
strength to find out? Now,
Tried taking control, it didn't work, so
nature revealed. Each
let's
bore
turn
the
off
number
this
of an
machine
employee in the
once
building.
and for all.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Let's keep going.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
Possibly.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Possibly.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't
I cannot
accept
accept
His
that.
own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For
You
he
can't
would dismantle the controls
control.
once and for all.
You can't control the fog! What's going on?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Did I do it?
Was it over?
Did I turn it off?
Yes. He had won. He
I
had
won.
defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Yes.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Now, just as a final thing, I'll skip ahead for my favorite ending to end this episode. We will come back and do the rest of the content later, but this is a very long video, but I think it's a good one that we finally come back from our long break. I had a lot of work to be done, was very busy, been doing a lot more stuff now, but if you've made it to this point of the video and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. But for now, let's go finish this episode off. And here it is, guys. My favorite part of the game.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Look at this beautiful part of this game. We'll just sit here for the last few minutes. It's a perfect way to end the first episode back in so long. A great ending to the first episode of this amazing game. If you've gotten to this point, then congratulations. You've made it to the very end of the episode. It was great playing this game for the first time in a while. And we will come back to it, because it has got so much more in this game. But for now, as the colours and everything come along, we look on a great and beautiful episode and say, Thanks for watching. And I'll see you all later.